Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Brianna and thanks for joining today. If you've been following me for a long time on social media, then you know that I've been pretty transparent and honest about my health and fitness journey throughout the past couple years. I'm looking at you Instagram people. Even though I've been pretty transparent and honest on Instagram or like Twitter or blog posts, I've never really sat down and done a video here on YouTube, even though I've had this channel for almost 3 years now. So it seems like it's high time to do a My Story video, and that's what we're gonna do today. So growing up, I was always pretty active as a kid. When I was really young, I would play soccer and t-ball, and I danced as well. I did ballet for a few years. In middle school was a different story. I was a little bit self-conscious. I just didn't really fit in. I definitely wasn't one of the popular kids, and I had a really hard time in middle school. I was extremely shy, and I just didn't feel confident enough to try out for sports teams, to join clubs, to make friends, to even raise my hand in class to answer questions. So middle school, I would say, was my awkward, ugly duckling stage. When it came to high school, my parents gave me the choice of going to the big high school that everyone was going to, or to go to a smaller charter school. They just thought that maybe a smaller community would be better for me to kind of come out of my shell. So I ended up deciding to go to the smaller charter school, and I'm so glad that I did, because it was like a family. It was a really nice community that welcomed me with open arms. I made friends. I felt like I was comfortable enough to be myself, or as much as you are yourself in middle school or high school. You're still trying to figure it out, but I felt confident enough to figure out who I wanted to be. Since it was such a small school, the sports teams allowed anyone to be on the team, so I was so excited about that. I played every single sport. I played basketball, softball, volleyball. I started the cheer team at my school, and I was always running around. Thank you, Mom, for driving me around and getting me to all of the different places that I needed to be. When I went to college at ASU, which was a huge university, it was intimidating for sure. Coming from a class of 30 to a campus of thousands and thousands was definitely frightening, but I did make friends, and it was a fun experience, a little too much fun. In college, I didn't play sports. I didn't step foot in a gym. I drank a lot, and I ate a lot of junk food, but thankfully I didn't gain weight. I didn't gain the freshman 15, weirdly enough, but I definitely wasn't putting my health first. I remember being sick a lot in college. My first 3 years was a lot of partying. I was dating a lot of douchebags, to be quite honest. Ones that wouldn't want to call you their girlfriend, ones that wouldn't want to call you at all. So my junior year of college, I thought that I met a nice guy. I was like, I'm gonna go for the nice guy, and we're gonna date, and it's gonna be great, and we're gonna graduate from college, and then we're gonna get engaged and get married and all that stuff. I had a whole plan for my life, and you know, things were great. I definitely let myself go a little bit. I definitely didn't have the metabolism that I used to in my junior and senior year of college, and I didn't notice that I was even putting on weight at all. Didn't really come to my attention until that boyfriend, the nice guy, started saying things like, you're fat, or you need to go to the gym. And so when I did go to the gym, and then he'd ask what I did at the gym, he would say, oh, that's all you did? That's not enough. Or if I wanted to have some french fries, he'd be like, should you really be eating that? And it sucked. So I would start eating in the comfort of my own home by myself, like large pizzas, a whole thing of taquitos, just anything that felt comforting. I would turn to food and eat, and I gained 40 pounds my senior year of college and had no idea, until one day I looked in the mirror and didn't even recognize myself anymore. It was really scary to see that. I stepped on the scale one day and the scale definitely matched what the mirror said. After I graduated my senior year of college, that boyfriend and I went on a cruise that summer, and it was basically the cruise from hell. He only wanted to gamble the entire time and smoke cigarettes and drink the entire cruise, just like get wasted, throw his money away. And I was like, can we go like do something else on the ship, like something fun that doesn't have to be in a smoky casino? One of the days on the cruise, he wanted to get a different room just because we were arguing so much. And I said, this is so crazy, like my parents had paid for this cruise for us to go on, and you want to get a different room, like let's just work it out. So I tried to block the door, like please don't go, and he shoved me in the closet and left. And that was really, really scary because no one had ever done anything like that to me. No one had ever laid a hand on me like that. And so we didn't come back for hours and hours, and I don't know what he was doing. I just stayed in my room crying and crying and crying and wanting to get off this boat. I was literally stuck in the ocean with the world's worst person. So we made it back, and I just knew that the relationship wasn't right, and I went and saw Eat, Pray, Love by myself at the movie theater. And seeing a movie like that is so inspiring, and letting you know that it's okay to change your mind at whatever point in life you are. I know that I was still young, but to me, I was like, I'm messing up my plan. We're not going to get married. I'm not going to have kids. Like, it's just messing up my plan. And that was such a silly, silly way to think. So seeing that movie and knowing that it's okay to change your mind and do what's right for you is okay. I literally broke up with that man the next day. After that, I felt really good about myself. I felt free, I felt like a release, and I felt like I just wanted to get back to my old self. So I started a gym membership. I stuck to cardio for a while just because I wasn't comfortable in the weight room, and it seemed very intimidating. Then the weight just started coming off, and I started feeling like my old self again, just being active and feeling healthy and feeling good about myself. And it was fantastic. I lost about 20 pounds, and people started noticing, and people seemed to be nicer to me, which was so silly. Like, why couldn't you have been nice to me when I was a little bit more fluffy? But I just kept going, and I started working out really hard, and things just started kind of taking an unhealthy route. I got to a good point in my weight and how I looked, but I just wanted to keep going because everyone was so nice and saying such nice things, and how did you do it, and oh, you're so skinny, and I loved hearing that. So I just kept going, and I was at the point where I was drinking as much coffee in the mornings, like up until 4 p.m. because coffee would like keep my appetite levels low, and then I would eat like a tiny dinner, and then I would go out drinking with friends, or I would survive off Red Bull and like a bag of flaming hot Cheetos for an entire day, and I would be working off like 600-700 calories for that day. So it was clearly not healthy whatsoever, and I just kept going, and I became so obsessed with it. I remember getting down to like a size that my ribs were showing, my hip bones were showing, every bone was kind of pretty prominent. I was so obsessed with working out that I went to the gym when I had laryngitis, I went to the gym when I had the flu, I went to the gym when I was feeling like crap, and I would go 2 to 3 times a day when I was sick. I was always saying no excuses, team no days off, all those hashtags you see on Instagram. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep up with everybody else, and I'm going to show off that I'm going to the gym every single day no matter what. I was just getting sick all the time. My hair stopped growing. My digestive system was totally off. I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I still, to this day, feel like my digestive system is not where it should be. Eventually, I was in a healthy, happy relationship with my now husband, and I started eating again. And you know, when you're in a relationship, I feel like the gym kind of gets on the back burner, especially if they don't like going to the gym. Like, my husband does not like going to the gym whatsoever. He will never step foot in one, and that's fine. We all have our own things. So I wouldn't go to the gym, and I'd start eating pizza and all the things that I missed eating, and I gained a lot of weight back. My husband is a touring musician, so when he would be home, I would eat like crazy, and I wouldn't go to the gym when he was home. We would be together, but when he goes on tour for a couple months at a time, I would be in the gym every single day, back to my unhealthy habits. So it's a lot of ups and downs, and then he'd come back and I'd start the whole cycle over. It took a lot of time to figure out what I was doing to myself. It's definitely something that you have to figure out on your own. And I think that 2014 and 2015 were definitely years that I was trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out what diet was best for me, what workout split was best for me. 2015 really taught me that everyone is different and has different ways of living. And that's really, really cool. Like, it's cool to see other people be inspired by each other, but still have their own thing kind of going on. I really, really learned to love myself in 2015. I still have dark days. I still have times where I don't feel my best, but I never, ever, ever get that feeling of diving back into old habits of barely eating or exercising too much. In 2014, I definitely felt times where I was gonna go back to those old ways because they were effective. But this past year, I didn't feel that. The end of 2015 was more so a break, just like, I'm tired of trying to figure out a diet that works for me. I just want to eat. Like, I just want to eat. I just want to exercise, to have fun, not feel like, shit, today's leg day and I have to do it, but I don't want to. Like, shit, I have to stick to this split. Like, I have to get this cardio in. Like, I wanted to go to the gym and enjoy myself again and do the things that I liked to do. And as soon as I took that pressure off of a certain split or like a strict workout schedule, I started wanting to do leg day again. Like, leg day was horrible for me. I did not like it at all. And now I'm like loving it and want to go 3 times a week. Once you take that pressure off yourself, it's so much better, and it's such a freeing feeling, and the gym is fun again. Like, the gym honestly changed my life. It really honestly changed my life. I fell in love with the weight room, and I am so, so glad that I did. It made me confident, it made me strong, and it made me feel capable of doing things I never thought that I could do. I definitely am more flexible with my diet, and I'm still conscious of getting the healthy things that I need, the nutrients that I need. I definitely try and get enough protein in my diet, but it's nothing that's really, really consuming. I'm sure one day I'll get back into counting macros again and following it more religiously, but right now I'm just liking life and I'm enjoying it, and maybe one day I'll even compete. I've never felt mentally strong enough to do that. I just felt like I would get way too obsessive with it, and I'm feeling like I'm getting to a point now that I might be able to do it, and I'm not gonna obsess so much over it and feel mentally strong enough to not fall into those eating disorder ways. But I just wanted to sit down and tell you my story because I feel like you can gain a lot from listening to other people talk about their stories or watching their stories, because whether it makes you feel less alone, or whether it shows you that you can overcome, or whether it just inspires you, I think stories are great, and I just wanted to share mine, and I hope that this can help someone out there in whatever way that is. Sorry that my dog has been all over the place in this video. She just really wanted to be a part of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I want you to know that you can overcome things, and recovery is possible, and getting out of an unhealthy relationship is possible. So don't think that you can't do it, because you can. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.